So let's apply the magnetic talent attraction system to the case study in Sean's business. And then obviously you'll be able to apply this same methodology to your business after we go through and implement it into the case study. So what we would do is we would sit down with Sean and we would really want to walk through explaining to him how implementing the profitable crew or variable pay model into his business has changed the way he's going to attract employees into his business. So for example, while he previously would have had advertised roles at fixed rates of, let's say, $20 an hour for his crew foreman and $18 an hour for his crew technician, now he's going to use variable pay ranges. And so he's going to advertise a range for $20 to $26 for his crew foreman and $18 to $23.40 an hour for his technician. And the reason is there's about a 30% increase in incentive pay that typically happens when you implement this into the business. Now, eventually what ends up happening is your actual employees are making that range. And so you're actually able to say our typical guys are making $26 an hour for the foreman role as opposed to the 20 that's base. They make that incentive pay on a weekly basis. But we would advertise this way, and why we would do that is it's going to attract a lot more employees who are interested in the higher pay, obviously. Now, what we've done is we've set the game up so that they only get paid that if they're an A player. And so that's a really important thing that we want to make sure that we explain to Sean in the case study, but also for you to understand for your business. You're advertising this because you want to pay them, but you're only going to pay it to the A players that actually join your team. All right, so next up is the triple win concept. So when we're recruiting people into the business, it's very important that Sean, as the business owner, or you for yourself, understand that we are explaining to all the prospects coming in that we are interested in a triple win. That triple win is the customer benefits from reliable, top quality work. The employees benefit through working with other A players and the incentive pay, and the company wins because they have happy employees, happy customers, and obviously they can make a larger profit. So Sean needs to understand that in the case study so that he feels confident going forward with this attraction strategy. We want to promote the team culture, right? Which is we want everyone to win and benefit from our company doing well. We reward hard work and customer service, and we pay incentives to align the company, the customer, and the employee's interests all together, right? We like to say when the sun shines, everyone gets a 10, and it keeps everybody aligned. And that's really what we're trying to foster in this case study company and what we hope you're going to foster in your company. So becoming a talent magnet. So the strategy is we want to incentivize your employees to refer hardworking friends. So good people know good people. So we would go to Sean's employees and we would ask, do you guys know anybody who you can refer? Now, we wouldn't put friends on the same crew. In Sean's case, he has multiple crews. So if somebody referred a friend, we would put them on the other crew if we were recruiting for the other crew. And again, I would recommend that for you in your business. When we advertise on job platforms or social media with higher compensation ranges, we're going to use job posts and video ads. And in both cases, we're going to use those ranges. And I'm going to show you some examples of video ads that we've ran that drive a ton of applications. When the applications come in, what we do is we thank them for applying for the position. We'd let them know we have a lot of interest in the role and that we'd like them to take just 2 or 3 minutes to make a short video to answer 5 questions. And I'm going to provide you with an example of the email and the questions that we use, but I just want to walk you through why we do this. So what ends up happening is as we get better at advertising our jobs and we're advertising them with a higher pay range, we're going to have more applications coming in. And because we have more applications coming in and everybody is stressed for time, we want a way to filter through those applications. And by asking people to make a quick video and answer 5 questions, we get a lot of benefits, right? We're able to see, can they follow instructions? Are they really interested in the job? And the way they answer the questions, it's less about the answers and more about how clear they are and the reasons they're giving, how they present themselves on camera, how they're going to represent your company for your customers. So you're going to get a pretty good feel even after watching a minute or a minute and a half. Do you want to spend the time interviewing them? If you don't, off to the side they go. If you do, then they go on the short list, and then you would move them further in the interviewing process. And so just to walk through the recruitment process, again, we post a job or a video ad on the job boards or on the socials, and or ask employees to refer their friends. That would bring in an influx of more people applying for the position. We request for a short video. We ask them to answer just a few short questions. We evaluate that video and we make the decision, do we want to have an in-person or in-phone interview with them? Then on that, we would go through the company culture, right? That triple win strategy where we're really setting the expectation that we're only looking for A players. We would explain the 15 to 30% more than base that we expect our employees to make by working above average, right? Treating our customers well, being reliable, which means showing up, not calling in sick frequently. Those are the things that are going to get them in, and those are the things that are going to keep the job for them. And then we explain the expectations, right? And we really go into articulating why it is that we've set the business up this way, so that they understand that as long as they work hard, they're going to get paid well in this company. But if they think they're going to come in, show up late, take a lot of breaks, not work hard, not take care of the customers, this company is going to eject them. And we want to set that expectation not as a threat, but just as a proper expectation that this company is not for everyone. We are looking for people who enjoy working with other A players, who want to work hard and appreciate being recognized and receiving incentive pay for doing it. So if we do a good job of that, it will filter through and you'll start to see that you're only getting A players that want to work with you. So again, we introduce how we do this through what we call the tryout and evaluation, right? So it's a 5-day tryout, as opposed to saying, hey, we're going to hire you, we're going to give you a 5-day tryout. And so the candidate tries out with a crew, possibly multiple crews. And the crew foreman is really responsible for observing their work ethic, their reliability, and their commitment to quality. And at the end, the crew foreman makes a decision, are they an A player, a B player, or a C player? If they're an A player, then they'll recruit them right onto their team and they go from this tryout to being an employee with that crew. If they're a B player, that means that that particular foreman thought they were above average, but not necessarily want them on the team. They may be invited to try out with another team. And so then if that was the case and there was another opening, then the other crew would take them and try them out for 5 days. If the foreman says, they're a C player, they're an average player, but not a fit for his team or her team, then we thank them for their efforts. Of course, they would be paid for this tryout and off they would go. And so what Sean would see in the case study is that we are actually training the foreman to recruit much like a sports team would recruit. We only want A players. There are plenty of people who want to be on the team, and we're willing to pay more for those A players, which is going to bring more of them to us. But we're going to set a standard that you've got to try out to get on this team. And these are the clear expectations from the beginning. And if you meet those expectations, you'll get a spot on the roster. And so in closing, really what we want to do when we're attracting people in is we want to be really clear with the candidates that it's a competitive, hardworking environment. We're looking for reliable and customer-focused employees. It's an invitation to try out. If it's an aligned environment for them and they want to try out and we think they'd be a good fit for the team, we're going to offer them the opportunity to try out. And then if it's not for them, that's perfectly fine. We want to express gratitude for them applying for the position, because we don't actually want somebody who's not interested in the position to try out. It's a waste of their time and it's a waste of our time, and it's more work for our foreman to evaluate people. So we really want to do a good job in the recruitment process of being transparent about who this environment is for and who it's not for. And when we do that, what we've seen working with so many companies is all of a sudden it starts to filter out the people who this makes a ton of sense for. There are plenty of people out there who appreciate, hey, I'll work hard because you're giving me an opportunity to make more money, and they like working with other people like that. So this is exactly how we would implement this in Sean's company in the case study, and this is exactly how we would instruct you to do it at your company, is creating this type of flow where people come in and they go through this tryout process. So I'll see you in the next video and show you exactly how the quick filter tryout process works.